All right, so get this. We're diving into the world's newest spectacle this time.
Hmm.
You sent in those articles about that MSG sphere in Vegas.
Yeah, the one that looks like it landed straight from a sci-fi movie.
Exactly. Let's break down what makes this thing so unique and whether it actually, lives up to all the hype.
It's ambitious, that's for sure. And placing it in Vegas, I mean, that's a statement in itself.
Right.
We're talking about a city that's practically built on these over-the-top experiences.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So for something to turn heads there, it's got to be pretty phenomenal. So what do we talk about scale-wise? Give me a sense of just how enormous this thing really is for our listener.
Okay, picture this. A giant glowing orb taller than the Statue of Liberty,
Wow. Okay.
wider than the Colosseum in Rome.
No way.
You know how massive, the Death Star looks in Star Wars?
Yeah.
This makes that look like a golf ball.
Whoa. Okay, that's an image. And it holds how many people inside? 18,000, right?
You got it.
Wow.
To put that into perspective, that's like 2 Royal Albert Halls packed into one sphere.
Our listeners going to need a minute to wrap their head around that. That's a whole lot of people in a whole lot of space. Speaking of space, I read something about the construction being insane.
Insane might be an understatement. We're talking about a building project so massive they had to bring in one of the world's largest cranes, ever, all the way from Belgium, just to lift the pieces into place.
Just to lift them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're clearly not messing around here. Anything that needs a crane that big has got to be serious business. What else?
Okay, the steel compression ring alone.
Okay.
Basically, the backbone of the whole sphere weighs as much as 2 Boeing 757s.
Okay, hold on. I need a second to process that. 2 757. That's a lot of steel.
Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten to the part where it's also the world's largest LED screen. What's it, 10 football fields or something crazy?
Try 18.
What?
56,000 square meters of LED panels, to be precise.
It's insane.
And they're not just displaying blurry images on this thing.
Right.
Imagine driving down the Las Vegas Strip
Oh, you've been there, yeah.
and seeing a crystal clear image of the moon.
Oh, wow.
Or even a human eye just floating there in the sky.
See, now I'd be worried about causing an accident because I'd be too busy staring at that thing.
Right.
And that's just the outside. What's the experience like once you're inside the sphere? So we've established that the outside is mind-blowing, but what about the inside? I'm dying to know what actually goes down when you're inside the sphere.
Okay, so imagine this.
Okay.
You step inside, right?
Yeah.
And you're immediately surrounded by another giant LED screen. But this time, it curves all around you.
Oh, wow.
A full 15,000 square feet of it.
So you're telling me I'm inside this gigantic sphere surrounded by this ultra high-def screen? And that's not even the coolest part.
Not even close. So they've packed in over 160,000 speakers.
What?
And, get this, the audio is beamforming.
Beamforming. What does that even mean?
What that means is they can actually target sound to specific areas, really specifically.
Okay, now that's just showing off. Targeted sound. What are we talking, personalized concert experiences?
Yeah.
Could they, pipe different music to different seats?
It's even cooler than that. Think about it this way. Imagine being at a concert where you can literally feel the bass in your chest.
Oh.
While the person right beside you is hearing, perfectly balanced audio.
Okay.
Or picture a movie where the sound of a helicopter seems to be swirling all around you.
That sends chills down my spine just thinking about it. That's next level immersion. But wait, there's more, isn't there? Tell me about these so-called haptic seats I keep hearing whispers about.
Ah, yes. The seats, they're not just for sitting on.
Okay.
They're part of the experience.
Okay.
Each one has 100 motors built in
Get it.
that can vibrate and move in sync with what's happening on the screen.
100 motors per seat. Okay, my mind is officially blown. So it's not just what you're seeing and hearing, but what you're feeling too.
Exactly. Let's say there's an explosion in a movie you're watching. You won't just see it and hear it. You'll feel the rumble in your seat. Imagine watching a spaceship take off. Oh my gosh.
And feeling the vibrations as if you're right there on board.
Okay, that's it. I'm booking a flight to Vegas as soon as we're done here. Forget overpriced popcorn and sticky floors. This is a whole new dimension of entertainment. It seems like this thing is about more than just, say, a concert, right?
Yeah, you're right. While music is definitely a huge focus, this technology opens up possibilities way beyond concerts. Think immersive movie premieres,
Right.
sporting events where you feel every tackle,
Oh, wow.
even product launches that blow your mind. It's like stepping into another world. So it sounds like they're really trying to position the sphere as the future of entertainment. It's pretty incredible to think about. But all this tech and spectacle, it can't come without some downsides, right? I mean, what about the impact on the environment? This bright, bold structure in the middle of the desert. It's Vegas, baby. It's not exactly known for being subtle, right?
Right.
But seriously, a structure this bright, this big, it's got to have some kind of impact, environmentally speaking.
Yeah, you're not wrong to be concerned about that. Locals have definitely raised some eyebrows,
Really?
especially when it comes to light pollution.
I mean, I get it. Imagine that thing, like, lighting up your bedroom window every night.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not exactly conducive to a good night's sleep. And Vegas is already, like, visible from space with all the lights. Are they just going to ignore everyone and turn this thing up to 11?
Well, it sounds like they're at least trying to be good neighbors. The sources mention that local authorities are working with MSG to find ways to, minimize the impact.
Okay, well, that's good. They got to find some middle ground, right? It wouldn't be a great look to be known as the city that blinded everyone in a 100-mile radius just to have the world's biggest disco ball. Right.
Exactly. So we'll see what kinds of compromises they come up with, maybe
Yeah.
dimming the lights at certain times
Right.
or finding ways to direct the light more intentionally. It's a delicate balance for sure.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the size, the tech, the potential downsides.
Yeah.
But the big question is, does this thing actually live up to the hype? I mean, is it all it's cracked up to be?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Honestly, it's probably going to be different for everyone.
You think so?
Yeah, I think some people are going to walk in there and just be totally blown away,
Oh, for sure.
while others might find it a bit overwhelming,
Really? I feel like even the biggest skeptic would have to admit that this is, like, really pushing the boundaries of, well, everything. I mean, come on.
Oh, absolutely. And that's part of what makes it so fascinating, right?
Totally.
It's not just about what you see and hear when you're actually inside the sphere. It's about how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
That level of immersion, the blurring of lines between reality and the digital world, it's a whole new way to experience entertainment.
You got me convinced. I'm already picturing myself strapped into one of those haptic seats,
Right.
feeling the rumble of a rocket launch. But, like, on the flip side, if it's that real, does it start to, I don't know, mess with your sense of what's actually, well, real? You know what I mean?
Now, there's the question that keeps me up at night, and the deeper we dive into, like, the actual tech behind the sphere, the more that question comes into play.
Totally.
They've got this big sky camera system, right?
Yeah.
18K resolution,
18K.
120 frames per second. It's insane.
Hold on. 18K. My TV at home can barely handle 4K. What does that even look like?
It's basically hyperrealism, right?
Really?
Imagine watching a nature documentary where you can see every single detail.
Right.
A butterfly's wing, every drop of water in a crashing wave.
Wow.
I mean, it's incredibly cool, obviously, but it also makes you wonder, if we can recreate reality with that level of detail, what happens to our perception of what's real and what's not?
Whoa. Okay, that just took a turn for the philosophical. Is this the future of entertainment, or are we all just, like, stepping into some kind of hyper-real Matrix situation? I don't know, but I think that's something our listener can ponder. What do you think?
It's definitely food for thought. The MSG sphere is pushing boundaries on so many levels, technologically, creatively, even philosophically. It's going to be fascinating to see how it evolves and what it means for the future of entertainment, and maybe even reality itself. Thanks for diving into this with me.
Absolutely. This has been mind-blowing. And listeners, let us know what you think.